All right, here we go, Tony. Yayo. Welcome back to Vlad TV. Welcome back.
Talking New York, baby. First thing first, we gotta say rest in peace to Scooter.
Yes. I was going to mention that, actually.
Yeah.
That was going to be the first thing I talk about.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite artists, man.
Really?
Yeah. Rest in peace to Scooter, man.
Yeah, you know, I had DJ Swamp Izzo here yesterday, and he was the guy who got Scooter to rap. He did Scooter's first mixtape.
Right.
In fact, it had Future on it, like saying Future for the first time on that mixtape. Like, Scooter didn't even want to rap.
Right.
He thought rap was corny. He was like in the streets.
Yeah.
And he would like push him and force him to rap. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And look what happened. Look what happened.
It's just crazy, bro.
Okay, so we're getting a little more of the story now. Apparently, it was his birthday. He was at these apartments, and some woman who, she was like 31 years old, she was on Baddies or something. She calls in a fake 911 call and said that there was like a woman who's being like attacked and stripped down or whatever else.
Crazy. Yeah.
Police show up.
Yeah, full force.
Full force. Scooter
Because
runs.
ain't that shit called like squatting, right? That's when
That's
people
swatting,
like fake
or
call
doxing, yeah.
That shit fake. That shit fucked up. People do that shit, man. Like, or squat, like call the police on you and you ain't even doing shit.
Yeah, no, listen, I had this, one of the main streamers, Neon, you know, if you heard of him.
Yeah, I know.
Young kid. He said that his parents had to move because he got swatted so many times.
The PD would pull up to our house every day, Houston PD, and it was prank SWAT calls at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., like every day. They would send pizzas, and they would send me all meat pork pizza because I'm Muslim, so I can't eat it. So they're just trolling me, calling the cops, doing all this shit. And then at some point, I was just like, we can't, like, we just gotta move. Like, we can't stay here.
They had to go to a whole different home and, registered under a different name because he got swatted like a dozen times.
That shit crazy.
Okay, so Scooter has the police called on him, even though he wasn't doing anything.
Yeah.
He runs. In the process, he jumps over the fence, and he ends up, I guess, puncturing his leg.
Dang.
And he bleeds to death.
Didn't they say he got shot, though? No.
No, that's a rumor. That's a rumor. Young Thug was like, oh, Scooter got shot. The actual, like, coroner has announced that there was no shooting.
Dang,
it was a bad accident. And, I even went on Twitter and said, yo, this sounds suspicious. And, like, a lot of people in comments like, nah, like, I'm a paramedic. Like, this happens all the time. You, like, break your femur.
Yeah, because Scooter is the ultimate street nigga in Atlanta. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when he dropped Columbia, that was one of the, that was a big hit for him.
Yeah.
And he just had other records because my son's friend, Suge, he locked up now. He used to listen to Scooter all the time. So he put me on even more Scooter shit. Like every album that he dropped, you know what I mean? Rest in peace to him. And it's a fortunate thing because, he's one of the real ones. And he was crazy. He hit me in a DM, not too long ago and shit. And I hit him back and, you know what I'm saying? I wish I would have linked up with him in Atlanta, but, was running around. You know what I mean? So rest in peace to Scooter. Because, he was like one of the ultimate street niggas, man, in Atlanta, man. People love Scooter, man. I love his music.
Yeah.
And everything he contributes is a sad thing, man. And people calling the police for no reason is crazy, but it's the world we live in now, man.
Let me ask you a question. I asked Swamp Izzo the same question, and I'll let you know what he said. Why do you think in a situation like this, the police show up, you didn't do anything, why would you run?
I mean, I just think it's in the instinct, people's natural instinct when you in the hood, like you see police get low. But I think us as artists in this game we in, we like us, hip hop police was watching G-Unit for years. They used to say I was number one on their list. You know what I'm saying? Before Lil Wayne and all the motherfuckers were getting locked up in New York City. We the number one targets. So, I mean, I think involving is like, you show love to the hood, but sometimes, most rappers die in their hood. You know what I'm saying? You heard Boosie say it years ago. Most rappers die in their city or in their hood.
Right, but look, if the police show up right now, let's just say the police storm through the studio right now.
Right.
I'm not going to run. I didn't do anything.
But you ain't do nothing and you don't have nothing on you, but most.
And this is the problem. And that's like what Swamp Izzo said.
I was raised, I think we always raised to the police knock on the door, run. Especially if you don't know what's in the house. You don't know who's here. You don't know. You don't want to get caught in the situation. You don't know.
But I don't know, man. Like,
I mean, it depends where you at. You know what I'm saying? Like, evolving is like I said, you see me in the Swiss Alps, and somebody in my comments was like, damn, Yayo's evolving. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went from being on the corner in Southside Jamaica, Queens, to being in the Swiss Alps. So people, places, and things play a major thing, especially when it comes to artists. Stay getting pulled over, stay getting fucked with, but not every cop is bad. You know, when I'm at the Garden, you know, a cop will jump out and be like, yeah, I want to take a picture with you. Or, you know what I'm saying? So that's when I realized that I evolved, because we went from records saying, fuck the police, to police wanting to take pictures with us. You know, they fans. So that's it's a strange feeling. But when I go to the Knick game and the police is like, oh, yeah, go ahead, man. And it's like you realize that you evolved as a person.
okay,
You know what I'm saying?
you right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Police storm in here. I'm like, yo, the police is out in the lobby right now. They about to storm in here. Would you run, or would you stick around and see what happens?
I don't think I would run, because 9 times out of 10, one of them police would be a fan of my music or a fan of G-Unit, because we evolved. We got bigger than, you know what I'm saying? Like, we evolved, bro. It bugs me out sometimes when I see people. I told you I'm at the Garden, the cop jumps out. I'm like, what the fuck did I do? And he want to take a picture with me. So, you know, it's levels, you know what I'm saying? Like, what we did as G-Unit as a group, and I always think like a Eminem, because he was a big ass, you know, artist selling 16 million records, and Dr. Dre, and it's like, we evolved. So it went from running from the police to police wanting to take pictures to going out the country and you got a police escort to leave the venue and don't get caught in traffic. So you start looking at shit totally different.
Yeah, I remember when I interviewed the DOC from NWA, and he was blind drunk, right? Swerving all over the freeway. Cops pulled him over. They realize he's the DOC. He's got plaques in his back seat. They take photos with him and let him go. He gets back in his car, passes out drunk, crashes into a tree, you know, goes through the window, vocal cords permanently damaged.
Right.
And we talked about how, had the cops just arrested him that night for DUI,
Yeah, but you
as
know,
opposed to being
now
a
them
fan?
cops got body cams. You see them locking up a mayor in New Jersey for DWI.
right? Well, this is back. This is
You
like
know
the,
what I'm
this is
saying?
like the 90s, like,
Yeah,
you know.
so
or-
now they got body cams. So if you drunk, they gonna have to lock you up. They don't give a fuck who the fuck you are. They got body cam and it's right there. They can't just give you that pass. But back in the days, no body cam. Yeah, I think they would give a lot of big artists a pass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, they took photos with him. Literally.
Definitely.
But, okay, let me ask you a question. How many times have you run from the police? If you were to just count in your head.
It could be. It's a good amount.
20?
I wouldn't say not 20. Probably a good
10?
See, I'm the type of dude, when I know, like back in the days, they'd be like, yo, it's Task Force Tuesday or Task Force Thursday. So I would know the times not to come out or to come out. You know, there's dudes that I know, rest in peace, my man Kev Brock, he used to only come out at nighttime. So I say I ran from police probably I say 8 times.
Okay, 8 times. Did you ever jump any fences along the way?
That time I got caught. They said that when I was running, they said I looked like I was running in slow motion. I had a big coat on. It's crazy. I could talk about it. I dropped my gun. Right. I wasn't trying to pick it up. I was like, and it was a whole precinct chasing me. So I was just like.
With the whole precinct?
Yeah.
Like how many people? How many cops?
It was everything, man. I went nowhere. I probably got about 3-4 yards. It was just crazy, bro.
You tried to jump the fence?
I jumped the gate, but I dropped the hammer.
Okay.
So that was over. And then I tried to run a couple of yards down. Things we do when we're young, man. It's just fucking crazy, bro.
So, did you catch a gun charge for that?
Yeah, I caught a gun charge for that.
Okay, what about evading police and stuff like that?
Nah, just gun charge.
Just gun
They
charge.
was good enough with that. Caught a gun on you.
Hey, listen, man, I wish he
You
didn't
gotta
run.
think, back then, like, you catch a gun, you only do a year on Rikers or a year in jail. So everybody just kept having the pistol. And then shout out to my lawyer, Scott Lehman. He called me, I think this is 207, you can look it up. The law changed, where you want to do like 4 or 5, you know, but shit, when everybody was doing a bullet for a gun, oh man, that shit was like, go to Rikers, come right back. And then you want C-76 where everybody's coming home, so it was just like, fuck it. But I guess too many gun charges back to back to back to back.
Yeah, man, look, I like Scooter's music. I like the songs he had with Gucci.
rest in
I like
peace
the
to
stuff
Scooter,
he did with
man.
Future. Like, I wish he didn't run. I wish he had just, all right, I didn't do anything.
I wish the girl didn't call the cops. That's what I wish.
I hope that she gets...
Squatting ain't cool when you have like somebody wake up in the morning and got a fucking hole getting their door kicked down for no reason. Like, that shit is not cool.
Yeah, look, I mean, is she going to catch like a manslaughter charge?
I'm not sure, but I know that shit's some bullshit. Why would you?
I mean,
you wanna
swatting with a loss of life?
Yeah.
That caused a loss of life?
Yeah.
That sounds like manslaughter to me.
We'll see. I just seen that they had the girl all over the line. That's fucked up. Just calling for no reason, calling the police, talking about you was in trouble when you wasn't even in trouble. It's just crazy. The things people will do, bro.
So, this is the girl right here
Oh, yeah. Damn.
who called the police, right?
Yes.
Who called 911.
Fuck is wrong with her?
That's what she looks like, right? In her you know, glamour shot.
Yeah, she
This is
look-
what she looks like in her mug shot.
She looked crazy in the eyes. That's why I said damn the first time.
Makeup is the devil, man.
Fuck, you gotta make it make sense, bro. Like, anybody who just calling police to call the police for no reason at all, no crime or whatever it is, you gotta make it make sense, man. So to her, fuck her, cause we rest in peace Scooter. He's one of the greatest from Atlanta. Street dude. You know I love the street rappers, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what I fuck with. You know what I mean? I fuck with all gangster rappers, and Scooter was one of them. You know what I'm saying? I fucked with a lot of his music, listened to a lot of his albums. But for you to call the police for no reason and swat niggas is crazy. You got too much time on your hands. Go find something to do, bitch. And that's just what it is, bro.
Yeah. Now, I hope they throw the book at her. I hope she gets like 5 or 10
If that's
years.
the case, fuck that bitch.